With me at the AMA Supercross at Ford Field, Marshall Weltin, another Michigan connection in this race. You're here in the second leg of the Triple Crown. How does it feel?
I'm really happy to be here to make it to this point. I did Supercross like 3 years ago, and I ended up going out with an injury after round 2. So it's a pretty big deal for me just to make it to the, I had a mental block coming into here a little bit, thinking like, I had that injury playing in the back of my head, like, oh, I did that before, and now I got to be careful. But I feel good now. I'm here, and it's almost like a relief.
Now, I don't want to dwell on injuries because to me it's kind of like a bad omen type thing, but this is a young man's sport. I was talking to another reporter from one of the big stations in town, and he says, when I was 20 years old, I would have rolled with it with my back. Now, I don't even think I could do a tricycle around this course. So, I mean, what does it take to mentally, you mastered that whole thing a long time ago. What does it take mentally to race knowing that you're really putting your body on the line every time you jump?
It's something you kind of have to accept, you can't think about the what ifs or the negative outcomes because you're already defeating yourself at that point. So the only way to really get over it is to just trust your instincts and go off of what you've learned in the past and attack the track the best with the best of your ability and trust yourself.
Now, Ford Field is the second leg of the Triple Crown that you have on your circuit. I mean, racing in a great venue, is that going to pump you guys up? I hear that the stadium's already 2/3 sold out, and you're probably going to have more tickets coming out there, and you're going to have thousands of people just enamored with your skills. And so, anyway, what is that going to be like once you get out here and see all these people?
The past 2 night shows have been pretty incredible. They do the opening ceremonies at 7 and see all the pyrotechnics and the fire going off. Everybody's cheering. It's cool because the 250s go off first for the heat race, and you're just sitting on the gate looking at all these people cheering, and it's a bit overwhelming. It just kind of feels like I've kind of made it. This is it. This is where I've dreamed to be as a kid. So it's I spent the past 2 years doing the World Championship in Europe, so this is a little bit different scene for me doing the indoor stuff. You don't get the big arena in Europe, so it's a cool change.
Now, taking a look at this particular circuit, now are you about where you thought you would be? Or and obviously you want to win it all at some point and win it a whole bunch of times, but are you at where you saw yourself at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, just a little off the pace, but overall in the general area, I think I belong around 10th right now. That's my goal, is to be 8th to 12th is my ideal placement. Last week I was 17th. I had a crash where another rider's bike landed on top of mine and set me back about 20 seconds, and it's hard to make that ground up on a 15-minute race. So I see myself in that range, and it comes down to qualifying this weekend. You got to be top 18 qualifying, and if you end up 18th in qualifying, you're going to be all the way on the outside of that gate. So, qualifying is key. Get on the inside gates and, get good starts all night, and it's going to lead to a good result.
Final question. Everybody in Michigan does this to tell where they're from, and you're up in the Thumb area. Tell us a little bit, I joked about Bad Axe, and turns out it's, tell us a little bit more.
That's it. I'm from Farmtown, USA. Small businesses everywhere, population of 900. Ubley, Michigan is where I'm from. Everybody went to the same high school, K through 12. There's no, it's small. One stoplight and one blinking stoplight at that. So
where everybody knows your name.
Oh yeah, everybody knows everybody, and I was fortunate to grow up there, and it's cool to be back in Michigan.
Now, I just want to follow up a little bit. So you got involved in this sport, and you are living proof, kids out there that want to go to your local dirt bike shop and think that they're going to go ahead and race. Is there one piece of advice? Is there a certain circuit they can get in? Is there something they can look at to become the next you?
The only main thing I can advise is just to ride as much as humanly possible. Experience on the bike leads to, to more skills, faster progression, and you don't get faster by looking at it. I mean, you can watch and you can learn a little bit, tips here and there, but the main thing is just track time and riding and riding and riding.
Well, thanks a lot for giving up some valuable time. Good luck. And I know that we're going to see you on the leaderboard tomorrow night. Forget that guy. You're going to be the one there. Thank you.